Hello, everyone. My name is Sandra, and this is Peter, and we are part of the Solar Rangers team. You already met Matteo last week, and we originally started with an idea called HelioSense, that is a smart home controlling system for better energy use and energy consumption. And in the first week of this program, we were catching up with all the resources that Troy posted on Slack. And through that, first we watched a couple of videos, and in the first days, we misunderstood some of the problems or some of the things we have to do, and we thought that we would have to do 50 customer interviews each week. So the next day,
which is like a huge amount.
Yeah, that's huge. So the next day we just jumped in and started to talk about solar with somebody. We went onto a kettle station and talked about solar energy usage there and their solar system and stuff.
Without even knowing what we really need to do or how we should structure it, and we just made up like 20 different questions, and got answers from them.
So after that, Troy told us to slow down a bit and think about the whys and the hows and the whole massive canvas and the golden circle for our problem and for our product. So we spent the next few days in understanding those tools better and to come up with the massive canvas and the golden circles for HelioSense and our solar energy solution based on what we've learned. And we looked at, we tried to build the massive canvas and the golden circle around HelioSense instead of doing it the other way around and looking at the problem, because we wanted to end up with something for that. And that was not quite good because we really struggled with finding the whys and to actually build up a massive canvas. So we ended up with two different solutions for the massive canvas. One of them started with what if we could lower households' power consumption and flatten out the peaks in the consumptions, and ended with we would make all the homes self-sustainable and not reliant on the grid. So that was our first solution. And the second one was to start with something like we could educate and motivate people to use energy more wisely. And the end would be the same thing. So have all the homes self-sustainable and not reliant on the grid. But we spent a lot of time on doing this, and it just didn't feel a global problem to solve, as in there is opportunity to solve this globally and power the whole earth with green energy, but we didn't really see the steps from this point to that point. And even though that's kind of one of the things that Massive Canvas is good for, is not to care about too much about the really small details, but to have certain steps to achieve that, we just didn't feel that flow nicely. So we started experimenting with different ideas on what we could do that would fit into the Moonshot X program a bit better and be a bit more space related.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we came up with the other idea that we're thinking about doing, and that's currently called Cosmos Computing. We are not sure about the name yet. The Cosmos Computing idea is that we thought we want to make all satellite data available and easy to use to everyone. We think that satellite data should be as easy to use as you would use Google today. Like, if you want to search for an answer, there would be something there that would give you the right answer based on satellite data. And From this point, it was literally like 20 minutes to get our golden circle and massive canvas together. Because it was just a lot easier to come up with the right answers that felt right for us. So our golden circle, in the why we believe that information gathered by satellites should be easily accessible by everyone. Then how we do that? We provide technology to connect satellite owners with researchers. And finally, what we do, we build a software to allow users to access the resources of a satellite at a given time. And our massive canvas says that first, what if we could let everyone use the satellite to do researches for themselves? Then second, we have what if we could create an organized catalog for all these space data? Third, what if we could create a space data-based ecosystem where we can provide an API for developers to build applications for general public? And lastly, what if we could connect relevant space data with related businesses and organizations and help them understand how they could use this data for their everyday decision making? So from now on, space data would be integrated into a solution, into a business, just as easily as now you would use GPS in an app. So that's our global vision for it, to have this kind of data available and in use for the whole population.
Yeah.
So what we did this weekend is came up with an alternative solution or an alternative project that we would like to continue. And for the next week, we would have to look into more details about this space and look at existing solutions, look at existing parts, people who are connected into this space. And
we already found Copernicus, which is a European initiative to gather all the information into one place and provide like value service for at this stage mainly for policymakers and authorities, but also for the end users and general public, so they can create more applications and integrate these information into their application and make better decisions for like agriculture or tourism purposes.
And we also found databases about the existing satellites out there, and there are over we found a list with over 1,600 satellites that are in this database, mainly nanosatellites. So we'll look into that. And Matteo has also already started conversations with others in the satellite space, people who have been working with satellites. So we will look into that next week and hopefully have some customer interviews which are just related to our problem and which are general interviews about how they feel about data research and data changes between the two parts, the satellite owners and the researchers, how that process looks like currently.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. See you guys next week.
See you guys next week.